Today, I want to talk to you about who is an excellent technology professional. My thoughts have evolved over the last 25 years of my career in technology. I started out as a software developer in a telecom company after I got my bachelor's in computer science and engineering. My typical day would be spent coding on C, C++, Visual C++, Windows system programming, and Oracle. And in those days, my perception of who is an excellent technology professional was my friend. His name is Anurag Jain. He was the smartest developer in our team. You give him any problem, and he was like a ferret. He was able to solve the problem the fastest, with the highest quality, and almost with no help from anybody. And I was envious of him. I was a mediocre developer, if I'm being generous with myself. 25 years later, I have played many different roles in the technology industry. I have been a developer, I have been a manager, director, I've been an agile trainer, coach, and a consultant, and now I'm an entrepreneur. I hire developers and in the hope that they can realize the dream that I have for my product. Perhaps my thoughts have been influenced the most by what I learned from Ken Schwaber, who is the co-creator of Scrum and the founder of Scrum.org, and what I learned from the staff and the fellow trainers of the Scrum.org professional Scrum trainer community. And I'm going to share these ideas with you with one caveat. Any flaws in my ideas belong to me and not to any of the people who I learned from. So I want to have this conversation with you through the vehicle of a story, because I love telling stories and I love listening to stories. So here's a story for you. Imagine the person who you love the most in life is about to undergo life-saving surgery. This surgery has to happen as soon as possible. The surgery will be performed by a robotic surgeon under the supervision of a team of professionals who have been trained on the use of this system. But there are a couple of twists on the day of the surgery, which has to be performed immediately. There is a crisis. And because of the crisis, the primary team who was supposed to perform the surgery gets called away to respond to an emergency. They are now replaced by a team of professionals who are called out of retirement and who have not originally been trained on using this robotic surgeon. So now they are frantically going through any available training material, any documentation, so they can get trained and they can perform this life-saving, time-sensitive surgery. To make matters worse, one of the features that they were planning to use could not be completed because the person, the developer who was supposed to work on that feature, got called away unexpectedly due to a family emergency. So that feature was partially completed. There were other features that they were planning to use or they needed to use in this surgery that were not even developed, again because this person was called away unexpectedly. Now I'm going to give you a twist. This person who was working on this robotic surgeon and was called away unexpectedly was you. And now I'm going to ask you a question. As you look back at who you were being as a technology professional, while you were working on this team that was building this robotic surgeon, who do you think you should have been to call yourself an excellent technology professional? Who should you have been so that this life-saving surgery for the person you love most in the world goes through without a hitch? Your loved one emerges healthy, happy, safe, despite all of the uncertainty and the twists and turns that life threw along the way. The quality of life is determined by the quality of questions that we ask. So I'm intentionally not giving you any answers in this conversation. I'm leaving you with a powerful question. Who would you have needed to be to call yourself an excellent technology professional? Let me know what you think, and stay tuned for my next video, which is a follow-up. And the question I'm going to answer in my next video is, how can you be an excellent technology professional? Until our next conversation, thank you, keep calm, and scrum on.